Welcome to a series of presentations on 13.1 Workload Management. For 13.1 Workload Management, the collection and reporting of metered usage has been enhanced. This provides a method to compare monitored usage, what the workload manager collects, against the billable usage, what IP1 support reports. The reports show total CPU usage and usage over time for a user's selected date and time range. This can be used to show trends or spikes in the usage to support future usage projections or anomalies in the workload caused by poorly performing applications. This 13.1 enhancement only applies when processing statistical data created on 13.1 or later release level workload management metered systems. The system must have been running a 13.0 or later release level MCP and a minimum System IP1 support version. Data that does not meet these requirements will produce inconsistencies in the reported resource usage. Non-metered systems are not affected by this enhancement. The following sample group metered usage report shows the system usage, the blue bar, and the monitored usage, the green bar, and the rest of the workload group usage for the selected date and time range. Please note that because of different collection cycles and rounding, the two values will never exactly match, but are close enough for comparison purposes. The following is the same date and time range for the group metered history report. The two top lines in the graph are the system usage and monitored usage values. Ideally, they track right on top of each other as they do here. The angle of the lines indicates changes in the consumption rates. To accurately report the system's resource usage, the workload manager must be configured to collect the necessary data. Please refer to the 13.1 Statistics Collection Configuration How-To movie in this series for information on the new Unisys-defined workload groups, Unisys MCP and Unisys Unassigned, and workload management configuration requirements. The following example reports are for a 19-day period on a metered 4-processor Libra 680 system. The group metered usage report has had its view adjusted via the View Menu Filter Options dialog to display units in mid-months in descending order to simplify the graph and to include the new monitored usage and system usage items. In this example, the blue bar is the reported system usage as reported by IP1 support for this date and time range. This is the same data that is used to create the system's monthly billing report. The green bar is the computed metered usage. It is a summation of all the displayed workload groups for this date and time range. As stated earlier in this presentation, these two values will never exactly match, but should be within 1% of each other if workload management has been configured and run correctly. The metered usage history report has had its view adjusted via the View Menu Filter Options dialog to display the interval in days and units in mid-months and to include the new monitored usage and system usage items. You can see that the monitored usage and system usage values track each other very closely. Now to show what the effect on this report would be for an incorrectly configured workload management, I'm going to remove the Unisys-defined groups via the Filter Options dialog. This will simulate them not being configured for statistics data collection. You can see that the monitored and system usage values no longer track each other. This is what happens if not all processes were assigned to workload groups, or all workload groups assigned performance goals and all running policies, or workload groups not selected for statistics data collection. This next example shows what the result is when workload management is not collecting data for a period of time. The breaks in the line is when workload management data collection was not taking place. When collection resumed at about 12:30 p.m., the workload groups and the monitored usage values start up where they left off, but the system usage value, which is not dependent on workload management, has continued to increase. This condition is caused when either workload management is not running or is running in configuration mode, group statistics data collection is not enabled, no policy is active, or an active policy but with no performance goals. For additional information on ClearPath Workload Management, please go to the unisys.com/unisys-product website. There are additional presentations, white papers, more how-to movies, and much more. This concludes this presentation on ClearPath MCP Workload Management.